Our first speaker is Peggy Weisenberg to speak on the UP Charter proposal.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ms. Weisenberg.
I am going to ask you to stop, to look, and to listen, and to probably vote no on the proposal that the superintendent is putting before you next week for a vote to transfer the Marshall K-8 to the Dorchester Charter School run by UP Inc. The Marshall, as you know, is a K-8 school in the Circle of Promise in zip code 02124. That's the zip code that had a disproportionate number of kids impacted by the closures. The proposal today talked about an extra long day. Look at what's online about the Marshall. It has an after-school enrichment program from 1:30 to 6 from grades K to 1 to 5. It has 102 English language learners out of 691, 1/7 of the population. Another 1/7 of the population is special needs. This is at the Marshall. UP Charter would be operated by Unlocking Potential, Inc., a nonprofit turnaround organization. UP is a startup with big ambitions and virtually no track record with any of its schools. It has 1 year of Boston experience with a middle school, the Gavin. It has 1 middle school in Lawrence. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Even assuming BPS considers 1 year at the Gavin a track record, UP, the corporation, has no, and I repeat, no track record with a school of the size of the Marshall or very young students. The Marshall is one of the largest K-5s in the system with 691 students. The Gavin has only 476. And it has a huge population of early learners.
30
There
seconds.
are 341 students in kindergarten 0, K1, K2, and first grade. There's 95 K1, 119 K2. It is the largest population of early learners practically in the city, and yet this group has no experience with early learning education. BPS proposes to downsize this school from 691 to 530 next year, even assuming that 79 fifth graders graduate. What's going to happen to the other 72 students there? If you look at those spreadsheets, Ms. Tamer,
Ms.
that you were
Weisenberg,
given,
Ms.
let me
Weisenberg.
have
No,
one more minute.
No, I'm just asking if you can just wrap it up.
Yep.
Okay.
These lovely things that were given out to the EAC working group show that there are not enough seats in this very neighborhood for the school-age students. You have in the little zone 14 of the 23 zone, which is where the Marshall is, you have 2,328 students, but you have only 1,998 seats. So there are serious, serious problems. BPS has assigned students to the Marshall in a hyper-segregated way. You saw the statistics tonight, 47% black, 47% Latino, 78% low income, dumping these students into a charter lottery which does not control for racial or socioeconomic isolation without outreach to the current population will perpetuate hyper-segregation.
Okay, Ms. Weisenberg.
And I just have to say one thing to Mr. Barrows.
Ms. Weisenberg, We pretty much hear what you're saying. You're beyond the 3 minutes. You're going into your
I have
fifth minute.
one sentence.
No, Ms. Weisenberg. We're going to move on to the next
Okay,
speaker.
well, you asked Mr. Barros about
Ms.
the
Weisenberg,
racial breakdown of students at the Dudley Street Neighborhood
Ms.
Charter,
Weisenberg.
which is citywide, but didn't recruit citywide.
Ms. Weisenberg.
And your priorities to
All right.
educate people at home.
Ms.
It's
Ms.
2%
Weisenberg.
white.
Ms.
And that's what's going to happen
Okay.
if you charterize and
Ms. Weisenberg, we're gonna
segregated schools,
go
they're
on
not
to the
gonna
next speaker,
succeed.
Ms. Weisenberg.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next